Hi, I'm Edward Adoo and welcome to Mi-Soul TV. And I've got a very special guest with me here, the London maverick himself, Andrew Ashong. Andrew, welcome to Mi-Soul TV. How you doing?
Thank you, very good, man.
Got so many questions to ask, but we've got to start off with your influences. Who got you into music?
That is probably the most difficult question for me to answer. So many different stages of me getting hyped about different things, from, I don't know, from John Coltrane and all that stuff, to Curtis Mayfield.
Roots and soul and jazz and funk.
Yeah, but I love my Mighty Diamonds, my Gladiators, Abyssinians. I love my High Life from Ghana, which is where I spent a lot of time as a child. All over the place, man. Finding out about a lot of British like folk, Nick Drake, John Martin.
But if you had to name one artist, which artist in particular, you know, did it for you to sort of get you into music?
Oh,
come on, you can name that one artist.
One artist, that's too tricky. I don't know, maybe if it was an album, it will probably have to be Young Disciples or Galliano.
Okay, I'm very well, you know, Femi Fem's here at Mi-Soul, so exactly. You've got to give him props.
Yeah, yeah.
So why Young Disciples?
Well, I think the reason I could name that rather than anything else is because it was a mixture. It was a mixture and a melting pot, and a lot of the influences that I was always into and being inspired by, but it kind of consolidated them all in one place, and they just wove it together nicely. The samples into the live stuff. They had this, you know, the players they had on there, the MCs. Amazing. I think like Fred Wesley and them were on there. I can't remember, Royers maybe. I don't know. There's just all kinds of people involved. Yeah. It seems. Wicked. Loved it. Yeah, it just inspired me to. It brought it to the present day. It was it was present day music that I was feeling as much as I was feeling the Curtis, the Simande, the Royers, blah blah blah, whatever it was.
So we go from the Young Disciples to your collaboration with Pheo Parish. How did that come about?
Right. Well, that's we knew each other completely. Well, it wasn't completely unrelated to music because it was sort of through my friend who ran a club, but he didn't know I made music. You know, I used to see him every month. I'd look after him when he came to the country to do his residency at Plastic People. So we kind of knew each other in that capacity for a few years, and then I think someone must have like put him onto the fact that I made music, or I played records, or I did something to do with music, and he was like, okay, you know, play me some of your stuff. Eventually, after a little bit of poking, I played in something in the car one day, and he was just like, wow, you know, and I was surprised at how into it he was, because in my understanding, he was like a club DJ. So the fact that something like 90 BPM, that almost had like a hip-hop groove and was just like some sort of acoustic guitar over it, it wasn't the first thing I'd expect him to jump on, but he was really into it, enough to inspire me back to go, right, okay, fine. Like, you know, he was like, can you give it to me? I want to play at the club. I had to just run with it, I gave it to him. And he came back saying it was a great response, so he wanted to put it out. Wow,
and that's how I got to know more about you, was through that track. Right. I had a meeting with Gordon. We were talking about music, and Gordon said, listen,
much respect, Gordon,
you need to hear this track. And when I heard it, I was blown away, and I thought, wow, Andrew Ashong. And I heard, you know, some stories about you, South London boy, and you were kind of sort of, you know, rising up, and you got a couple of things going on.
Nothing bad, I hope.
No, nothing bad, seriously, it's all good. No, seriously, no bribing stories. No bribing stories. And I was blown away by the track. You know, it was interesting. But it's your kind of musical kind of discoveries, it's stems back, it goes back to DJing in Shoreditch back in the day. What, when you were 15 or 16?
Well,
or a bit later than that.
I'm South originally, well, still to this day. So I was playing a lot of places South, like Fridge Bar and Dog Star, and places sort of more local to me.
Did you play at Blue Notes?
But I did play at Blue Note. Yeah, that was out of the ordinary. I was 16, and that was out of the ordinary.
How did you get in?
I don't even know. That's a good
fake ID.
I'm not even sure. It was. I think from what I remember, that was some of the last years of that club, and I believe I think the Metalheads did a lot of stuff there. Yeah. And my friend who played a lot of jungle and drum and bass and whatnot, I don't know how he got his hookup. He was on a pirate radio at the time, I think, from what I remember. But he was going and he was like, do you want to come and you know, back to back with me.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, okay, cool. And I just, at that age, you're just kind of like, yeah, right.
So
you know, it wasn't a big deal to me.
16-year-old, you just stumble upon one of London's coolest
Well, I've
spots.
since learned. At the time, I didn't know. I was like, Blue Note, isn't that like a jazz label? Like, I didn't really know that much about it. I wasn't really that into the jungle stuff, to be honest, anyway. Everyone else was.
Yeah.
But I was more into, like I said, some of the older stuff. And the stuff that had been
And were you
influenced by
playing more the kind of older stuff in your sets?
Well, in that, I think that night I was probably playing a lot of hip hop and funk and some soul, kind of mixing between the contemporary hip hop and some of the older breaks and the funk.
And where did you get your records from? I mean, 16-year-old, were you sort of raiding in the crates like your parents? Or?
Well, not even, actually. My parents, I'm the youngest of all the children, so actually my parents, the kind of music they were into was like pre-disco.
Yeah.
As in pre-disco.
Donna Summer disco or deeper disco?
Like before people were playing records in clubs for people to dance to.
Wow.
And my dad, when he was young, was dancing to Louis Armstrong.
Oh my
so
gosh.
that's how old my Ghanaian dad is. He's 75.
Yeah.
You know, so their music wasn't directly what was influencing me really. It's probably more my older brother's music.
Yeah.
And the records, I was at that point, I think it was mostly sort of charity shops and just bargain bins. I didn't really have money like that. So it was mainly that, and that was the only thing I spent money on.
Yeah.
And then I'd buy the new hip hop 12s.
Yeah.
Instrumentals, you know, and all that stuff.
And just cut everything up.
Yeah, that was kind of what got me into the whole turntables thing, you know. And then since then, I was just more and more into older music and just discovering all the beautiful legacy of all the history of the great stuff we got.
So you, as an artist, you're unique because I can't place you as a soul, as a dance, electronic, or an R&B artist per se.
Right.
You just make music. I mean, on some of the tracks I've heard, it's folk, it's soul, it's lounge. What would you describe your musical sound as?
Well, I'm glad you said that, to be honest, because I mean, part of what always deterred me from putting any music out is I just thought there's loads of good stuff out. What am I doing that's any different? What am I doing that's any better? Or you know, that's a change from anything, the norm, or even. And I've never played and concentrated at any one particular instrument, so I didn't have anything that was sort of obviously noticeable to want to commit to a track, if you see what I mean. So I wasn't a singer, I wasn't a bassist or whatever. I just liked listening to music. And I think, yeah, the idea of being able to just do something that is just you, rather than a carbon copy of whatever's just always on the radio, is only something that's dawned on me recently. You know, I was just playing around. It's nice that anyone might have that response and say it's not this or it's not that, because that's inspiring. It makes me want to make more music. Because before, you know, I didn't really think it was that ambiguous. Maybe, you know, I don't know.
So take us to the future. Your EP came out, was it towards the end of last year? Or was it the beginning of this year?
The first EP that Pheo put out on Sound Signature was...
Flowers, that came out last year.
18 months ago.
18 months ago, but then your EP, the free track EP.
The free track EP came out just over a month ago.
And tell us more about that.
That is, it's a free track EP on a label that I've created called Which Way Records. The vinyl was all screen printed, 4-colour screens, tireless, blood, sweat and tears, blisters, broken marriages, all manner of things that came out of that weekend. No, not quite, but you know, on the way. We were working tirelessly over that and printed it. My good friend Alex Fairman did all the artwork, designed it sort of in collaboration with me. He did all the hard work, and I just went, maybe. He did an amazing job. We printed it at a studio that he got access to, all through the weekend, like no sleep, no food kind of thing. Did 500 of them, and so that was quite an interesting part of it, because the music happened a while earlier, and it took a while to get the wheels in motion for the record. But by the time it came out, there was a new thing to be excited about, even though the music wasn't brand new to me. The artwork was. So it was nice that it had two dimensions.
And also, I think you being in control, being the label, representing yourself, having that independent label, gives you the freedom to be more creative and having a say as to what you should have
Definitely.
on the sleeves and most importantly on the tracks. Do you think that's important as an artist to have creative freedom?
Absolutely, yeah. I think you know, just like what you represented this radio, you know, being able to just do what you want without the limitations of the foolishness of corporate kind of interests, shareholders, this and right. It's nice to just be able to just do you, isn't it? You know, and I'm guessing that's what you guys represent well here. You know, that's what we all want to do, isn't it? Like, but most people get caught up in the sort of fear of having to dodge the bullet and make sure they're playing by the rules or whatever it is. So it's great, to just do your own release, take as long as you like, have whatever artwork you want. It's going to cost like X amount more than what a record company would allow you to spend on a sleeve. Yeah. But I wanted it to look like that. I want the people to be able to have a thing where it's worthwhile them actually buying it, rather than, you know, having to just, everyone's just downloading, everything's quite...
It's all part of the status quo, so to speak.
I want something that makes it worthwhile. I don't, you know, I don't want to fleece anyone. I want it to be a product that they can keep for life.
Organic.
Put on the wall. Yeah, exactly.
And you're going to be playing at Southport as well. I saw the lineup. How did that come about? I was stoked. I was like, wow, that's a big look.
I don't know how it came about, to be perfectly honest. These days, I haven't got a clue. They just asked me to do it, and I was like, brilliant. Okay, excellent. Like, that's great. And last time I looked, they had me in Connoisseur's Corner or something like that. Which is amazing. I mean, it's a lot of pressure.
Your sound is a connoisseur sound.
There's a lot of people on there that's like, you know, I'm kind of...
You got to pick yourself up. You got to say, listen, I'm part of that movement. I'm part of the connoisseur sound.
Well, that's an honourable, you know, that's an honour to be put in that corner with the people that I'm alongside. Even the whole thing, the whole event. Yeah. Amazing people there. You know.
Have you ever been to Southport?
I haven't actually been there.
It's the first time.
I've always been too brassic to travel that far for anything. I haven't really been to a lot of festivals until I started playing at them, you know, outdoor festivals or things like that. So yeah, it's going to be wicked fun. Anniversary, everyone's quite excited.
It's going to be incredible. Now the future for Andrew Ashong, where do you see yourself in the next 12 months?
12 months, hopefully recording some more material because I haven't had that much of an opportunity to do that. Yeah. I spent so long recording in my life without the intention of putting anything out necessarily. Then the thing came out and now people have asked me to play live and whatever. So that's great. It's an honour to come and do that. But I haven't had any time to record any music because it's just the logistics of getting a live show together, especially when it's something that you've never considered in your life. Trying to bring those songs to life on a stage and work out, well, how's the drum track? Like, are we going to have a live drummer? Are we going to have drum machines? Is it going to be percussion? Are we going to beatbox?
Structuring everything, putting it together, and just trying to make it happen.
It's more than I sort of imagined.
Yeah.
But that's probably why I never did it, because it was a daunting task. But yeah, next 12 months, more live, more recording, just more of the same, hopefully, but lots of different changes and new ground to be covered.
And final question, your dream team type collaboration. Who would you love to collaborate with? Anyone in the world. I'll give you the black book and you could select anyone. Actually, I'll tell you your top three.
Top three, that's better. Oh, that's the thing is, I don't see myself as a singer. I don't see myself as a player really. I don't know what I see myself as, but I mean, like as a producer, I'd like to work with one person. As a bandmate, I'd like to work with different people. So
you got a choice of three. I've given you. I haven't narrowed it down to one. You got three.
I mean, I've got to say, even though it's maybe a bit quite topical with the Southport reference, Chaka Khan to me is probably the best female classic vocalist. Just, I mean, I've never seen her live, but I can imagine she's gonna, you know, blow everyone away. Powerhouse, you know, you just watch footage from when she was young, like first time on Soul Train. Yeah. And then she's still rocking now, hard. Chaka, Prince, one more. I don't know. I can't, my mind's gone blank. There's too many people, that's the problem.
Chaka, Prince.
Chaka, Prince, that's a good start, isn't it? But both, Have they got to be alive?
Okay, they can be. All right, we could have a hologram. We could have a hologram. We could do that. Just for that. Just for a special occasion.
Right.
It's a one-off.
I've got to say, I don't want to offend anyone with any hologram business, but Donny Hathaway is a legend.
I'm just picturing the collaboration on stage. That will blow everyone's mind apart.
I wouldn't be ready. I'd probably have just passed out myself, to be honest. You'd have to make a hologram of me.
Not yet.
No. If I pass out, maybe, you know.
Andrew Ashong, thank you very much.
Thank you, Edward.